Welcome to the big time, pal!
The victory is yours. Well fought.
Welcome to the big time, pal!
All right, hello THL, hello again. We are back for more Thursday Throwdown action, and again, I'm Dr. Fish, and I have a nice Jewish owl with me. So we have Big Ted versus Cherub here for Hero Series. You want to go ahead and look through the classes. The players are doing their bans. So we don't have to worry about not knowing the bands for very long, I would guess. Just so we can get these guys rolling. It is at the time we are doing this, it is indeed 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern. So these players can get rolling.
Yeah, as far as classes, from Cherub, we have Druid, Paladin, Rogue, and Warrior. And Big Ted has brought Mage, Paladin, Priest, and Warrior.
Yes, I have.
So we see Paladin and Warrior from both, and Druid and Rogue from Cherub, Mage and Priest from Big Ted.
Yes. Do you want to take a guess at the bands before I tell you them?
I believe Cherub was banning Priest. I don't know about Big Ted, but my gut says Rogue.
He bans Druid, but yes, Priest ban is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I had no clue that you would have a little bit of knowledge about the. Seemed like you had a little bit of knowledge about that ban, but I don't know if you're I don't think you're on Murloc and Load, right?
I'm not, but I'm on a legacy team with Cherub. So he
That
was
makes sense.
talking a little bit about deck lists in there.
Yeah, that happens.
And also, I see Druid, Paladin, Rogue, Warrior, and I assume you have to ban Priest because otherwise you have to bring a really bad deck in order to not get swept by Priest.
Makes sense indeed. So, just gonna work on getting the bans up on the screen. So, Cherub's Druid is banned. The Druid's a class that can definitely pull off a lot of wins with Token Druid if it just kind of gets there. Not a terrible ban by Ted at all, and Cherub going with the always popular Priest ban, which makes a lot of sense for his lineup. Honestly, it's definitely probably the best ban, potentially depending on decks that are being brought.
I think something we sort of saw in Master, if people watch that. There's a few decks, Druid, Token Druid one, and then OTK Demon Hunt was also one. But they're just sort of decks that kind of just win, and there's hands they get where there's nothing you can really do to stop them from winning. And in a situation like Hero, in Conquest, when the Token Druid high rolls you,
Yeah.
it's one game, and you go, okay, cool. But in Hero, when they go second and play Fungal Fortune on 3 games in a row,
Yeah.
there's 4 points for the other team.
Exactly. So no druid. No druid from one side, and there's no druid brought by Ted. I have told them they can play, so we'll look for eyeballs when that comes up. I have eyeballs, but Big Ted is going to be first to spectate on my end, and Cherub will be second to spectate. So Big Ted on the bottom, Cherub on the top, in the matchup of Wherever I May Roam versus Murloc and Load.
Where's the Mage versus Paladin?
Ooh, not a nice matchup for the for the Mage. Generally,
well,
has the matchup gotten better?
I'm seeing an animated broomstick in Cherub's hand. What that tells me is this is the Broom Paladin as opposed to Secret Paladin.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the card that I'm seeing in Cherub's hand?
Yes. Oh, look, it's your boy.
Yeah,
Wait, are you looking at... Wait. Oh, this isn't Spell Mage. One sec, I have to pull...
Wait.
No, it's Spell Damage Mage.
Wait. It is Spell Mage. There was a Font of Power played turn 1.
I'm sorry.
And it just happened to get really good Mage minions.
It literally gave cards besides Arcanologist that are all run in Spell Damage Mage.
Yeah.
My apologies. But yeah, it would be cool if it was that deck specifically.
This Stylus is an interesting include from Cherub. I think it's probably in there to hopefully win the mirror, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But seeing these brooms tells me very likely not any, which does hurt the mage matchup a little, but it helps a lot against Rush Ward and Paladin mirrors.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, wow.
Is a very card.
So double font played, and that one gave Jandis Barov.
Yeah, I feel the Paladin. This is not really what you want to see.
No.
Okay.
The only worst thing would be if Flow was played already.
Yeah. I think you take Noble Sacrifice. I don't think Reckoning's ever.
Probably take Noble Sac. I agree.
Yeah, but the way Paladin usually loses this matchup isn't so much to the burn damage from Mage. It's often more to a lot of minion chip damage if you're not able to sort of clear off these early dudes.
Yeah.
Just because like you have those Librams of Hope, which help you a lot with healing out of range.
Makes sense. So Ted's going to start with the Ruined Orb.
Hard.
Yeah, he'll start with the Ruined Orb. There's actually a potential line where you can play Reckless Apprentice, and you just trade the 2/3 in and get one face. But that's less face damage than we get to see here, so I like this line from Big Ted. Getting a Mask of Cthulhu.
Yeah, Mask of Cthulhu quite strong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see Coin Truth Seeker, a classic.
Yeah. So we could just see
Interesting, we decided to
Springwater
not put the
Fireball
Libram on
here.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems quite good. Second Truth Seeker.
That's a really good pickup.
Very big pickup here.
Yeah.
Especially because it's corrupting this Libram. Oh, a very good draw from the mage, though.
Yeah, every time. I love that Ted no hesitation picks the Blood Mage Thalnos there. You do not want that Solarian Prime to go into your deck. Once you draw once you draw second Apexis Blast, then you can go for the Solarian. But you really don't want to destroy that second Apexis yet.
This is a good pickup from Cherub, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to require some APM, but you can probably fill this board using Rooms and Librams and Penflint. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you put the Libram on the Broom and you trade it in, then you can Penflinger the 5/5, put the Libram on your 1/3 and trade it in, and then kill off the spell damage. Your opponent has a 2/3. The other option is this line where we kill the 5/5 with our face, but we're left with the guy on board. I think both are good.
Yeah.
I'm not as worried about burn because we have essentially just 10 healing sitting here.
Yeah, I think Ted should just rip a mask here, honestly.
Yeah, ripping mask is good. I wouldn't hate Jandis.
Yeah, Jandis is also
but
very
I think
good.
Mask might be slightly better, though it looks like considering both options.
Yeah, consider both options. It picks Jandis Barov. 4/4 gets a rush minion. So, gonna make the rush minion survive. Gets to push. Play Solarian. All right.
I don't know if 4/2 and a 4/1
you like it that
better
much?
than a single 4/4.
I don't know either.
You know your opponent has that Penflinger. I think I'd rather have made the rush die.
I would agree with that. As I would agree with that thought process. It makes a lot of sense to have just one 4/4 minion that can't just die to a Penflinger. We're gonna see a lot of this board die. Probably gonna focus on killing the. I'd personally probably go for the lab partner here just to get rid of extra spell damage.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think we want to kill this Solarian.
Agreed.
Turns off second Apexis. Although the 4/2 is more immediate damage.
Yeah, true. So we're gonna.
I think there's a good argument for killing.
Sure.
One.
There's Encounter's Flow. It's a little late, but I don't think I would actually go for it. I think Springwater's fine because it still allows you to play. It would allow you to look for like a devolving essentially, which is what he picked up. Can devolve away the Libram here.
I think devolving's not that great, just because the 6-drop is a little understatted. So if it you get kind of punished,
doesn't hit it,
or they just don't hit it.
I think I want to just see Reckless Apprentice here, and Ruined Orb.
Though this Noble Sack's actually going to be a decently sized punish.
True.
Just because
depends on what you want to
try and
with.
Ping and trade. Yeah, it's going to make the trading awkward, especially if we don't account for it.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like we are going to account for it.
Primordial, probably. Primordial, or actually no, Deep Freeze, because it makes it so you can never attack.
I like Deep Freeze.
Yeah. So, good account. I mean, it would have accounted for it regardless because of Brain, because Ruined Orb, both of them would essentially result in the same thing. Yeah.
Not a great draw for the Paladin, but not a horrible one.
Deck actually running Justice, which is something that some decks haven't been running, and we saw that in the last match.
Yeah, I'm decently familiar with this list that Cherub is running, although I don't know about the Silas, but this is a definitely way more reactive version of this deck.
Yeah. But this is where the mage is just so far ahead now. In now only having a 1/1 that's 10 damage face with potential second mask in hand. There really isn't any other way. There was no second Libram drawn, the 4/5 will be able to stave off some of the damage.
Yeah, I think you have to strand the Flinger this turn and kill that spell damage off.
I agree.
And then you play a 4/5.
I mean, you technically
hero
don't.
power,
You technically don't
and
have to
hope it's good
strand
enough.
it, but you don't want to strand it.
Yeah.
But you don't. You want to just leave
I
it
think
there.
we'll
Yeah.
potentially get
So
positioning around combustion. Very smart.
Yep. The pickup of Flame Strike is very critical here. He could just opt to clear the whole board, and put this in a really bad spot for Cherub, but opts to just go with a Deep Freeze Ping. Obviously, a very good play.
Okay, there's the Liatron. Gets us back a decent chunk of Librams. Don't forget to attack.
Yeah, that's like kind of the punish for not going for the Flame Strike is like Silas.
Silas?
But does it?
Instead
I mean,
of Liat.
it's so hard to account for Silas as it. But I mean, it doesn't matter too much. You still rip the Flame Strike and you
It's
ping.
just gonna be Flame Strike. Yeah, should be Flame Strike. Ping that water elemental. Could also play a 2/3 and Brain Freeze.
I wonder if it's like I wonder if it's ever like Brain Freeze and Canner's Flow. But I guess we offer
because we
Apexis
have that
Smuggler.
mask in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, I just opt for the Apexis Smuggler. There's really no. Well,
If
okay,
Knight
yes.
draws Libra of Hope.
Doesn't. It draws Justice.
Oh,
That's so
no.
unfortunate. Has to like Liatron just doesn't.
Oh, no.
It does enough technically, because you could just slap Librams on things and make it so that way, like Hand of Adal Librams, just to make sure that Mask can't do anything. But but devolving just likely ends. Yeah, Ted gets through with the mage.
Yeah, recognizes that game's just over there. That's unfortunate. I think if there was a Libra of Hope, that game probably ended very differently. But there wasn't, so there's no real way to say. But we're heading into game 2, so we're gonna still see that mage, and we're gonna see Rogue. Oh boy. This is not good for the mage.
Shall we do? You asked for it.
No, this is Poison Rogue. Poison Rogue does very well into this. And we see Shank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Shank. I think the rogue is gonna win.
Yeah, let's get this pulled up on the screen. It is Big Ted's mage still alive, going up against the rogue of Cherub. There is a chance that that Swine Tusk comes down. There's just like no poisons or anything drawn, but it's highly unlikely with how hard this draw engine is. And
Considering
considering I wasn't looking at the hand until now, so I was speaking without actually having looked at the hand to see Swine Tusk prep. You could go prep Swindle or prep Deadly Poison.
Prep Swindle.
Pretty good. Man Crick drawn to hand. As the rogue, you'll love to see it. I mean there is a chance that this Wormweaver could be pretty big eventually.
I think probably the best option for the mage is to coin out that worm and try and tempo the rogue out. You can see Coerce.
Mm-hmm.
I think Deadly Poison Coerce is the way to go here.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate for this mage, because like if that sticks, there's all sorts of stuff, and Ted even just kind of feeling probably at this point that this game's over, but he does go get the second flow out, so we'll see exactly how this ends up playing out, because he's gonna start being able to draw a lot.
I was gonna say there's two options for the rogue. You either play the Man Crick or Maker. If one Maker buff, then you can play cutting classes for free. But with Man Crick, we're instead just gonna... Interesting. I'm wondering why we didn't prep Silverleaf there.
Yeah, I'm wondering that as well. Silverleaf's so good, it gives you that extra draw. Now this gives a chance for Ted to, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a free turn, but he definitely has a good chance to get some stuff done here. He's going to be able to, he is going to get to remove this Mancrick and start really drawing most of his deck. Font of Power, instantly play, let's see what he gets. Ross Frost Whisper, that's really pretty good.
I mean, the cards are good, but it's Weapon Rogue. I think the Rogue really doesn't care doing a board. If you're not setting up fast lethals, the Rogue is going to set one up for.
But right now the way that but right now this Ross can actually be pretty okay because Ross corrupts the ring toss. But really otherwise, yeah, it's not great. We're gonna see probably the prep Silverleaf here, gonna get some draw going. We'll give another durability to the weapon. But this weapon isn't big yet. We haven't really hit the other poisons. You hit double secret passes, but not much else to really do with it. Like there is Wicked Stab, which does 4. There is Sinister Strike that does 3. Getting some in and out disconnects from one of the players.
Okay, there's one of the.
There's Paralytic, so you definitely want to play that right now. Then we go for Sinister.
Yeah, play that. Play the Sinister Strike. And you were saying there's not that many poisons, but the mage is at 13 right now.
Oh yeah. Definitely. That's definitely something to consider. But but also the mage is now going to drop a boatload of damage as well back onto the rogue here. Lunacy found. I don't think you play Lunacy, but that's big. That Reckless clears the whole board.
The Reckless too.
I mean, there's just a high chance of finding lethal here, with the Wicked Stab, plus Secret Passage.
Wicked Stab Passage, and even if go for Passage first.
Okay. Just find Cloak. There's Cloak.
If you miss,
Cloak.
You're likely to find Cloak.
Yeah, Cloak just kind of seals this game. There's no way for Mask of Cthulhu is Mask of Cthulhu isn't out, so it's not. There is a chance that no, Mask doesn't get him there, and he doesn't have.
Yeah, Mask is not lethal.
Yeah, really. Okay, you're looking. You'd have to corrupt. You would have to be able to.
There's Mask.
Huh? Can't corrupt Ring Toss. There's Mask.
You have to Ring Toss and try and find exactly Ice Barrier, and that's, I believe, the only line.
It is the only line. Doesn't find it. Finds Ally.
So
he's gonna bluff it. He could bluff it. See if I mean, I'm sure Cherub will just attack. But
so I believe if we killed off our own Thalmos there, we had a chance to draw a 2-mana Ring Toss, which we could then play.
Be corrupted.
I think we probably should have brain froze our own Thalmos.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Cherub's gonna attack and find out that it's lethal right now, and even if you drawing most of the rest of your deck with this passage and the stab, and you're always finding lethal that turn.
Yeah, and if not, you're finding a Cloak to keep yourself alive another turn.
Yeah. And I believe even through Ice Barrier, it was still
probably
lethal, but yeah.
Let's get some of these classes marked off. We got the Rogue winning for Cherub and Ted's. We got to mark off Cherub's Paladin. This is last hero standing, so all these are being marked as having lost. The Paladin is gone. Ted's Mage is gone. Let's see what he brings out now.
I think, unsurprisingly, we're going to see Paladin brought in to try and beat this Weapon Rogue. That is the concern with Weapon Rogue over Miracle Secret Rogue, is Weapon Rogue has very polarized matchups. You have Mage, where you like win 80% of the time. Then you have Paladin, where you lose 80% of the time. And I think in last year of standing, with the ability to sort of counter Q,
Yeah.
Weapon Rogue is quite strong because you bring it in, you beat the Mage, and then you go, okay, cool. I'm gonna lose to this Paladin, but then I can go play my other.
Yeah. This Q order kind of is shaping up to be a 5-game set, but we'll see how the classes line up in the end. Mankrik is coming out on 3 here. There is no Shank, notably. So
Yeah, no weapon is. Yeah. Oh man, that's
a tech.
that is a
That's
card
a
Rogue
real good
really
tech.
does not want to see here.
Yeah. I could opt for the Commando to draw, but just gonna opt to Hands of Vidal and just clear off this Mankrik. I'm gonna probably opt to not swing the weapon either. As he probably wants to wait and see if the second Omayog is gonna be the one that gets pulled.
Turns into
Raised dead. Oh, gets a
Raised
Mankrik.
Not actually horrible.
No, Mankrik and Wand Thief. That's pretty good. Passage.
Although you always passage here because you're looking for weapon.
Yeah, you are. Wicked Stab. Paralytic. No weapon. Just gonna dagger and probably trade. Dagger Paralytic.
Yeah, I think you played the Paralytic just to get it out of the deck.
Makes sense.
It's one of the less good weapon buffs.
Yes, agreed. It just makes it. It just gives immunity, but if the Shank is down, you're very rarely having to trade unless your opponent's forcing you to trade. So now we play Commando.
Yeah.
Or Northwatch Commander. My apologies, Commander. Finds Libram discount.
Worth noting. Yeah, when Mankrik is drawn, it will activate Reckoning. Just instantly die.
Why?
Although, honestly, if I'm playing Weapon Rogue and you say, hey,
I'm
do you
curious.
want to run a Sinister Strike? Draws you a...
Oh, man. Oh, you mean,
I'd
wife.
still run it.
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
wife.
wife.
Okay. I was confused. Because you
Yes.
said Mankrik. Yeah. I was like, wait, Mankrik just puts Ogre into deck.
Mankrik consumed by hatred.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, wow. Some good draws here. He could actually go deep. I don't know how many cards that he actually put in, but he's playing his Cutting class for 3 mana. Gets double Cloak in hand, so it does have the ability to stave off some damage later on in the matchup. But this Paladin just has a wealth of things to do, including this Ogremancer, which should be probably just insta-dropped by Ted. Yeah. That is devastating.
If I'm Cherub and this is ladder, I probably concede right now. Although
Yes.
the Coerce top deck means I maybe, because you can play, you can either Mankrik or Wandmaker into Coerce.
Yeah, agreed. That was a good pickup, indeed. So now
without that Coerce off the top, it was probably just GG.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Knight of Anointment played, draws 4 mana Libram of Justice. Gonna go pretty wide here.
Wisdom.
Yeah, gonna go a bit wide here. So you have Reckoning, Galloping Savior. Doesn't play Sword, opts for a Hero Power instead. Just keeping it wide. And Mankrik does... Ogre is drawn. Mankrik does attack, but then eats Reckoning.
Yep.
So...
Maybe we'll draw second one. Oh, we didn't.
Did not draw second
I think...
one. Draw Silverleaf instead. It's a secret passage, but just drawing through the deck does actually find the second Ogre. Okay. That one does not die. But so weird. I think both Savior gets triggered here, but...
Yeah, but if you play the first Plunder on the 4-2, the second kill off the 3.
Exactly, yeah. So that's well planned out by Cherub.
See the emote, and I assume we're gonna see that second plunder come down. Because oh, it only did 3.
Really? I thought he played.
my
I thought he
God.
played. Oh, yeah, it only did 3. Okay, yeah, he only played 3
My math
cards
was
there. Yeah,
off.
the math was off, but Libram of Justice gets that Mankrik 2 a 3/1, and a little bit of emoting back and forth. Oh my Yog gets drawn. Libram of Wisdom goes on there, and this looks real good for the Paladin. Especially because there's no weapon. Especially because Shank is still sitting. Shank is sitting bottom 11, gonna be almost bottom 10.
Yeah,
Indeed, it's bottom
you
10.
have to passage and look for Shank here.
He's gonna cloak
because
first.
if you draw the Shank, you're still in an okay spot. Although there are these Librams of Hope that are gonna come down.
I mean, he.
Oh man, there's
Is he really
there's
not find
still
it?
no
Oh
we're
my
passage
gosh.
again.
Passage again. Gotta play second pass. It
There's
has.
Shank.
It's gotta be
Shank
here, right?
in the bottom
Shank.
6 cards, and
Yeah.
there's 3 weapons, and all 3 of them bottom 6.
Yeah. Swine Tusk Shank found. I mean, you're right. There's still a chance this rogue comes back because of the cloaks. Can really buff his weapon up quite a bit next turn.
Libram of Hope.
I mean, Libram of Hope probably shuts it out.
Well,
but
we
does
drew
get
exactly
does get a
second
coerce.
coerce, so
yeah,
there is a chance still.
Mhm.
So you play Paralytic, you coerce. I think you have to play Silver Leaves as well, or Silver Leaf as well to draw a card here.
Yeah.
And then you can maybe play Wandmaker, or you can choose to play the second Deadly Poison. But I think you Silver Leaf and you attack into this 4/5.
Mhm.
Ops for Wandmaker, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Brain Freeze is pretty
with
okay, but there's just no other. The only issue that I see now is that the second Hope doesn't have much going against it. Ted's just gonna opt to play Elder Truthseeker, couple of things. Maybe even I would even opt to consider Oh My Yog here. Yeah.
Reporting for duty.
So Truthseeker will die to stab.
Yeah, it dies to Wicked Stab.
Oh.
No, Wicked Stab doesn't trigger, so we're gonna play Brain Freeze to test for Oh My Yog.
And let's see what this gives us.
Resizing pouch.
Nice!
Clowns! That's actually
the
nuts! It's kind of nuts. 9
Wow,
mana,
yeah,
12,
actually.
12 of taunts that this paladin has to get through with a weapon coming down on him every turn.
It's not gonna be horrible.
No, but it's just slow. But at this point, it doesn't matter. You have a 7/5 weapon that's gonna hit every turn.
Yeah, we have 5 cards in our deck, so I don't think we can play set. I guess Cherub disagrees. But
I'm gonna this
sure about
this is gonna
this.
be slightly concerning for the proposition of fatigue, because you have 2 dead cards in your hand right now essentially. Because you don't really want to ever play those weapons again. I don't think he has any more poisons left in deck as far as I'm looking. Both Silver Leafs, double Deadly, and I'm looking at 2 Paralytics. And they don't run Nitro Boost anymore, so
I believe. Yeah, and this
I believe
is
that
just gonna be
that just shuts it out. Yeah, even if you play Cloak of Shadows here, you can't get through. Like, you have to give more attack to it.
Yeah, we play the clown, we emote, we concede. I guess Rogue's not technically dead on board, but with this Pen Flinger or this Liadrin, both of them are just lethal. Since you can put a Wisdom on this recruit, make him a 4/4, trade him in, and do the same for the next 2, and then that 8/8 good.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted's just gotta have the APM to do it. Which he does. He has plenty of time. Yeah, he did. It's just my client's very slow.
Yeah, so that is going to be a win for the Paladin. I think that's pretty much what you expect in this matchup.
Yeah.
You have a deck with a few weapons going up against a deck with a lot of taunts, a lot of heal, and very good snowball potential. However, we are going to see, I'm expecting Rush Warrior up against this Libram Paladin.
Yeah,
And
that's a good
we
matchup
saw
for Rush
that
Warrior.
earlier, and it's pretty good for the.
Mhm.
This and Hilda. Arise and carry out our lady's.
And the Warrior is going to have Gnarg on 1, which is quite strong.
Yes.
Paladin does have first day on 1, hand on 2. Sadly, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. This is
Second first day.
So is this? So this is No, it's Libram. Oh, we just played both first day of schools. I see. I was gonna say there's a safety.
Just a lot of 1-drops.
I was gonna say there's a safety inspector in our hand, and that was played in early iterations of the one deck. But obviously this is Libram. We solved this last game.
I would certainly hope our players are not changing decks.
Exactly. Oh, Ted wouldn't do that. I for some reason did not survey the hand properly, but
So for the Paladin, we can play 3 1-drops, and if 2 of those are Og Merchant clears, we can also play Hand of Adal, which is certainly not a bad card.
no.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a
Warrior's
really
gonna
nice.
have
This is really, really nice here for Cherub. He even gets a broomstick off of this. I mean, you don't have to take broomstick. I kind of would have preferred broomstick over the Mauler, but
I like Stonemaul.
you like Stonemaul?
Just getting that card draw, yeah.
Makes sense.
I think our hand right now is pretty lacking on card draw.
Yeah.
And especially with conditioning, we want to be trying to... and hitting that bumper card is another big part of filling up our hand. I'd say we'll see quad 1-drop here. I think we go Og Merchant. Well, it's Og Merchant Youthful, but then things are not youth. Young Priestess. Things get a little tricky here because, also for Prize Plunderer. I'm saying we could consider the Safety Inspector, but we kind of like both of the other 1-drops in our hand.
Yeah.
Coin Run Vac is like never bad. Run Vac on turn 4 is just insane.
Yeah. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, the only answer the Paladin has for it is this Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah, using a Lemur of Justice on 1 5-drop, especially when you know your opponent's about to play a bunch of buffed minions, it just feels really bad. But I think you have to do it. Knowing that there's the conditioning in hand perspective makes that Justice look quite bad, and I think, deciding not to play it.
I don't mind it. Obviously, it gives more buffs, and it just like this just feels really, really bad. But at least there is a hope in hand which would corrupt the judgment, which could come into play, potentially later. Obviously, this hand is now massive with conditioning. So
I think getting to hopes and judgment a little optimistic looking at this.
I mean, it just depends on how Cherub wants to play it, but
Well, I think Runthak
you
is going to
trade
get
Runthak.
another buff.
You trade Runthak, and then you
So
can
we
like
can trade Runthak.
play like Crab Rider, and you can just float a mana. You can just clear.
I don't mind playing a 1-mana 5/5 instead of flip mana.
That's true.
I
You don't
think a
float.
1-mana 5/5 is.
Yeah, you don't need to float the mana. You play 1-mana 5/5. I
Decides to
I
float
would
the
have
mana
liked it.
though.
I would have liked. I think you're definitely okay playing a 1-mana 5/5. I don't, because what's the punish? Like your opponent uses Justice then, and it's not great. Like,
Yeah, this is a decent parade. I think parade leader both rushes and ETC. You're gonna see. Then you trade both the rushes and you hit face with Crab, kill the 1/3 with your weapon, and your opponent's in a super rough spot.
Yep. 4/7 ETC.
Yeah,
You'll
2
love
mana
to
4/7.
You'll love
Also
to
fireballs
see
your
it.
opponent.
Yes.
We'll
No,
see later
it
the
doesn't.
aggro
No,
drawn, but
it doesn't count. Oh, it does.
yeah, Crab Rider still has.
Oh, it's still a rush.
The
Duh,
Wind
it's just not a.
Fury is
The Wind Fury is temporary. We see Hammer of the Naru. But yeah, this just looks real bad. Like, you can
the
Libram
of Hope was a little
like you're
optimistic.
like you're actually just. I mean, you can play the Hope, but you don't kill any. Don't really have time to kill anything, and then ETC. The fact that you have ETC on the board that has to be removed, just dead on board. Like pretty much just dead on board.
Yeah, we're not quite dead on board, but we are
very,
dead to
actually very
either
close.
Sword Eater or Stone Maul.
Yeah, Stone Maul.
Yeah, I think it's a couple damage off, but Stone Maul is just lethal.
I think it's lethal with ETC.
I believe Sword Eater
ETC,
was also lethal.
with ETC hits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So Cherub takes that one, so that we are going to the greatest words in all of Hearthstone. Game 5.
5.
And guess what? It's a warrior mirror. Will Ted bring your favorite deck? That is the question. Because we haven't seen the warrior yet, obviously. Gotta see if it's Control Warrior or not, or if we're getting a Rush Mirror.
If it's Control Warrior, the Control Warrior is favored in this matchup, but it is not Control Warrior.
It's not. Nah.
It is just going to be a Rush.
Rip.
That
feels bad.
The Rush Warrior mirrors very often come down to a couple of. Those are Watley and Conditioning. I see one of those in Big Ted's hand. I see neither of those. I think. I think if I'm Big Ted, we're never keeping this Troublemaker, and I kind of like keeping the other 3. I think if I'm Cherub, we're either full pitching or we're keeping Parade Leader. Ooh. I don't like dropping Conditioning. But yeah, Cherub does opt for the single keep Parade Leader. Blademaster Samuro is a very, very... And I think, yeah, Cherub very wisely takes...
Yes. Offered Runthak.
Yeah, I like Runthak. Runthak's just insane card.
Yeah, but Ted pitched the Conditioning. See, he pitched Conditioning. Not 100% sure.
We have to Parade Leader coin Bumper Car. Parade Leader is too spooky to leave alive. And Cherub doesn't have a good option for clearing off this Parade Leader, although Bumper Car...
Oh.
So Bumper Car plus
Samuro?
Gnar.
Okay. That's
2-1, but
interesting.
Still leading. Well, the conditioning came back, so we're not going to get punished for dropping it. Conditioning plus rider actually seems very strong here.
It does, yeah. And I
You
think
could- yeah.
and I think Ted recognizes that right away and just goes for the play. Yeah, it like Samuro in itself was probably the best play there, but I think either way you're still leaving a like the parade leader would still die in 2 turns technically. I guess you just don't want to leave. This was just a way to clear the bumper car with a minion for full mana value.
Yeah, Cherub going for bumper car plus Gnarg.
Hey, he's gonna rip a 3/6 sword eater. Hit face.
Yeah, that 1 extra health is super awkward.
It really is. Intent Trasher costs 5 because Gnarg hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah. This feels like a hero power pass turn. That's not what Rush Warrior
No,
wants to do
Rush Warrior
at
does
all.
not like hero power pass.
You can play the Tent Trasher, but the trade is just so good for you.
Yeah, it allows for Runthak to trade.
Yeah. This is rough, but it's certainly the game's nowhere near over.
No, of course it's not. Completely.
Very often what happens in this matchup is it's not necessarily the person who gets the crazy board first, it's the person who gets the crazy board second that wins.
Yes.
Just because having so many things with Rush and often having very large things with Rush gives you a lot of
So get to.
slight order mishap, but
Are you sure?
otherwise I like this clear. Yeah, if we had hero powered second, we would have had armor instead of health, and that's usually preferable.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people trading, like not worrying about that because there's no shield slams that we're worrying about. So
We see the same thing here. It's like slightly relevant because you have Alex potential healing,
that's
but it's
true.
very
Yeah,
not relevant.
you're right.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Alex
see
would make it.
stage dive
Alex
come
does
on
make it
down.
relevant. Tent Trasher gets buffed.
Yeah.
No.
Trasher,
No, that was
stage
uncorrupted. That
dive
was
not
uncorrupted. He just ripped it because he didn't have anything else to play. He will have 8 mana first, so he will get to play the first. So he will actually get to play the first Troublemaker.
Yeah, although
Troublemaker's not good here.
amazing on this.
Not that good.
I think you still have to play it because the rest of your hand is even worse. But
You play it and hope your opponent's Troublemaker doesn't have his, essentially. And yeah, you hope
Those
that your
are-
minions hit that way, yeah.
I think the best possible trades. Oh, Playmaker, nasty though.
Playmaker Rokara ETC.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Or
just do this.
this is also.
also fine, yeah. We're just gonna take full trades here. Ted you really hope to trade off the 2 3s into the 3 1s. One goes face, one hits minion.
So
A little bit suboptimal.
Cherub can trade with weapon, hit Troublemaker, and then Alex Troublemaker.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see here. You called it exactly. Ooh, second conditioning.
There's not. Second conditioning's not very good here, though.
It's not.
Just because.
I don't know about ripping that second Troublemaker either. I think I like a Playmaker Rokara that allows you to clear off the. That kind of helps clear off Alex. I guess
Make
you
a Rikara ETC is also
something like that.
decent. Looks like we're looking at conditioning Playmaker Rikara lets us double trade our
Rokaras.
Alex, and that.
But he needs
pretty good.
Ted needs to
Make
attack
sure-
first. Yeah.
Yeah. Does get that attack in.
So now this just puts Sheriff
if
in a bad
this-
spot.
If this stage dive hits something decent, there's
If
very
it
good
hits
comeback
Samuro,
potential.
hit Rokara.
That is Barely deep. Yeah, because we can Rikara and Crab Rider, and it lets us full clear this board and leave up a 4.
Yeah.
Which is... This isn't ideal, but this is certainly better than letting our opponent stick minions.
Yes. Agreed.
And now it's going to be Troublemaker.
Yeah. Troublemaker hero power.
Yeah. And if Troublemaker...
Troublemaker needs to hit.
does
Troublemaker
trade,
needs to hit. Yeah, it needs to trade once. Because the second Troublemaker
and
can't
Cherub
kill
is
the
just
other one.
dead, no matter what happens.
Yeah, yeah. So that's it. Big Ted takes the Rush Warrior mirror, and he will take this match 3-2. A really, really exciting match between the two of them. And it goes the way of the Big Ted and Wherever I May Roam, which actually puts him out to a decent lead against decent lead against Murloc and Load.
Yeah, definitely very big victory.
Yeah, so I will just... Hell yeah. I got a good old hell yeah from Ted. So we're gonna get him in the chat. Ooh, I guess I don't have him actually added. That's an easy grab.
No.
Do you have Big Ted? If you have him added as a friend on Discord, you can also add him in.
I do not.
All right, I'll quickly add him. He's online on here, so I'll just add him.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't offend any people out there listening, but I have very few friends on Discord. I essentially only add people when I need to add them to group chats.
In 10 minutes, and we smited the bot. There we go. Yeah. So there we go. The Big Ted.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, man. That match was insane. It was really good.
I feel like I shouldn't have even been in it in the first place, but I scammed game one, so that kind of set me up for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Congrats on the victory.
Thanks.
I think definitely a series that could have gone either player's way. I think there was a bit of high rolling, bit of low rolling from both ends. So all in all,
Yeah, I can't get much closer than going to a game 5 mirror.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
So overall, going into the match and seeing what you brought in game, how did you the match?
Well, first I didn't feel good. I made my chart, and is Donde, my captain, said it looked like somebody spilled fruit punch over it. There's just a ton of red everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of a situation where I let off Mage because that wasn't supposed to really get the win, but Mage also has a high scam potential. So kind of just, led that off, and then the rest of it, when I did get a win, the rest of it just kind of fell into place.
Yeah.
Did notice there was at least one Ogremancer in that. Was that sort of preemptively expecting Weapon Rogue, just bringing in Paladin to it?
Yeah, that was kind of, Ogre Mancers looked on a range from pretty good to amazing against what he had, so kind of tried to fit those in where I could.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Let's quickly. Yeah, so that helps you. This match helps your team keep a good distance on the
absolutely.
week. Yeah, you guys are now up 10-6 after your win. So big victories.
Yeah, it's a big one to get.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, and then from here we have Anvil and Ron to play, so
definitely.
I'm thinking at least one of those should be able to pick up a win.
I agree.
I don't know.
I have
that
faith.
Ron guy's kind of washed up.
Yeah, you're
Wow.
right. He's
Me sitting here like, man, I have
he's
faith.
decent, I guess.
Me sitting here like, I have faith in my Amber Flight Gaming teammate to win up there in the one. And if not, Amphal is also really good.
I'm pretty sure it's law that if you're talking about Ron, you have to make fun of him a bit.
Yeah, probably. He did not bring Demon Hunter this week, so I'm not sure about it.
Yeah, that's why we're doubting him.
Yeah. Well, at least
Yeah, I
in
mean-
Hero.
I mean, look at the
Don't have to queue the Demon Hunter.
you look at it, and Donde had Demon Hunter in his lineup, and he swept. So
Yeah,
makes a difference sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, and Ron and Donde noting that you were playing very fast in the chat. So they'll hear in 10 minutes. Yeah, obviously no Nas in the deck, but I mean, you saw the lines very well, especially in that Rush Warrior mirror. You just kind of played it well and able to get favorable trades at some parts and just able to get there. Not much like it wasn't a great hand for Cherub. He had Alex and Double Troublemaker pretty early on. But obviously you still got there.
Yeah, that was kind of one question mark I had when I was playing the game. Is I played the the conditioning. I think it was turn 4, and I was thinking to myself, should I just play it now and get Mega Tempo, or should I try to wait for it to upgrade? And apparently, me taking the more aggressive route was the correct line there.
Yeah, I think I definitely liked playing the conditioning there. I think I would have liked it more if we had kept the conditioning in our opening hand.
Yeah.
That was one small question mark I had there was, at least from my experience and what I've seen, conditioning is a super impactful card in that mirror. So I was wondering why you chose to ditch it in the...
If I'm just trying to remember my opening hand correctly, I think I was more just trying to find actual stuff to play early versus the conditioning. That might have been incorrect, but that was kind of my line of thinking.
Yeah, I mean you did indeed find stuff to play early with the bumper car plus parade leader in the athletic studies grabbing you a run thack. That's something you gotta love to see. Obviously your opponent might not have been too thrilled, but
no, the turn 2 parade leader point bumper car was so big.
Yeah, that was definitely huge. Yeah, Rush Warrior mirrors that they often feel very volatile just because, like, even when you're able to get off to those super aggressive starts, if like turn 5 your opponent goes conditioning triple rider, there's just so much board swing potential from the deck.
Yeah, definitely one of the least skillful mirrors, in my opinion at least. That feels more like double draw RNG more than anything else, really.
Yeah, I think every game of Hearthstone is going to have some.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
definitely, it is a lot of whether or not you draw your conditionings, Watley, and you drew your conditioning. Neither of you drew your Watley, so you won.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
I
yeah.
think it didn't help Cherub to sort of draw the deck in reverse mana order with the 9 and 8 drops, just sort of sitting there for a little while. But yeah.
Yeah. I think forcing, like, kind of putting Cherub in a spot where he had to Alex your troublemaker instead of saving it to go face eventually, like, that was huge as well. And then just being able to clear it off with the
Absolutely.
Rokara, with the playmaker Rokara after second conditioning. Just very nice.
Yeah, that was another spot where I was debating if I just wanted to play the troublemaker or not. This
Mhm.
might be me being overcautious, but I figured, you know what, I'm gonna win the game from this spot no matter what, unless he has some sort of weird ETC bumper car, and then the 8 to the face makes the difference. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that was kind of my line of thought there.
Yeah, I think that that's super reasonable, saying that it's maybe a little better to make a slightly smaller bull, but sort of prevent your opponent from hitting you in the face for 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, great job by you. Great job by you getting the win. And obviously, Cherub played very well as well, getting
Well, absolutely.
getting getting 2 points. Um, even with the mage getting the win in game one. Um, like I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure that was like a super unfavorite. I just feel like especially against a Libram Paladin, like mage used to be kind of okay against it but maybe just because of the difference in decks, it makes it harder in general. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Uh, I would say without the secrets to disrupt, that matchup does favor a little more towards the mage, and as we saw, a lot of it came down to a lot less like the burn damage and a lot more being able to sort of stick minions and annoy your opponent with those in addition
Absolutely.
to burn damage.
yeah.
I guess before we wrap up, I asked Mick this question, so I'll ask you. We have the mini set dropping next week. What are you hoping to see from it?
Um, I'm hoping to see just kind of a shakeup. I would like to see like Paladin get knocked down a notch, and yeah, just kind of maybe. I'm not saying Shaman needs to be tier 1, but something playable. And yeah, just kind of a. I just want a different meta for the remaining 2 months of the set. Just anything that to shake it up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty common. I think
Yeah.
the meta's play styles have gotten a little boring for a lot of people.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
it's also a shame because this is the point where I'm like really starting to feel comfortable.
Hmm.
And then of course right when that happens, everything gets turned upside down.
Yeah, I'm in the other, but I'm hoping it turns in a direction where I can get a slightly better grasp heading into these last weeks of Hero.
Yeah.
Um, but
Uh,
it's what we have for a few more days.
Yeah.
So before we head out,
well,
any final words? Shout outs, anything?
No, just thank you guys for casting as always. Shout out to my team.
Hmm.
We're, started off a bit slow, but you know, we're bouncing back strong.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you had. I think you were starting to say something, Milo.
I was just gonna sort of start wrapping things up, but you did it first.
Oh, yeah, that's always good. All right, so coming to an end here on stream. Thank you everybody for watching. Um, thank you Milo for casting with me. Thank you Ted and Cherub for playing, and for earlier Mick and Risen for playing their pro match on stream. Um, as you see on screen, we have our donation goal for THL Pride Month, which will be running all throughout June. We have our new logo, which you can see on various shows. Pretty much every show will have the logo up. The donation goal is all proceeds for bits, subs, merch sales, monetary donations through the donation link in our information goes towards the Trevor Project in THL's efforts to support the LGBTQIA plus community, and just THL's been such an inclusive community. It's so amazing. So yeah, any amount that you can give, it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be $1, it could be how much ever really you want to give. It's all appreciated. So yeah, thank you everybody again for watching, and we will be back tomorrow with Friday Night Fights. I'm not 100% sure on the matches that we have yet, but I'm sure Saku will have some good ones for us. Yeah, that'll be coordinated myself on the cast. So you get me again, and again, and again. So yeah, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you later. Stay safe.